We live in a world where if you review hardware that is capable of emulation, you take the risk of going to jail. Yes, that's the case of Once-Were Nerd, the Italian YouTuber gaming tech channel that is facing the absurd charge of copyright infringement by the Italian government on behalf of some big tech corporation for having simply reviewed the anbernic retro console. Now, sorry if I skipped the usual enthusiastic introduction, but there is very little here to be enthusiastic about. Still, anyway, I'm Lucian, I'm a gamer and I've been all my life. I'm Italian but left Italy years ago to live in Ireland. Just to give you a bit of context on who I am and why I will say the things that I'm going to say in this video, because this is one of the reasons why I have zero regrets about leaving Italy.
Buongiorno.
Back on topic. Just so you know, emulation is legal as long as you own the original copies of the game. In fact, you can dump your own games and play them on any device capable of emulation just fine. But I'm not a lawyer, so don't take any of this as a legal advice. Still, this is the common sense around here. But some countries take these gray areas and use them to allow big tech corporates to press charges against you. This should not be allowed. It's not like this guy encouraged the people to put files into SD cards. They came with it. He's not the origin of the possible copyright infringement, if there even is any. Because I don't see this on his side. Where is it? I can't see it. And even if he did put some files by himself on the SD card, guess what? He is allowed to dump his own games, like anybody else. For all we know, Francesco, the guy behind the Once-Were Nerd channel, had the games dumped by himself from his original copies. But the thing is that even just displaying emulated games is apparently a crime in Italy. Which makes no sense at all whatsoever, never endeavor. And I mean, it's not his fault if the device came with an SD card that also had games. I remind you that he was sent this thing for review purposes. He's not paid to tell people to buy them. They were not a sponsor. The copyright owners should go after the manufacturers of the device for that specific reason, and not after the reviewer who focuses on the hardware itself.
Of course!
How does this company get away with selling these, but the individual gets his freedom at stake for just reviewing tech? Nobody should face jail time for something like this. Instead, he's risking a big fine and, most importantly, 3 years of jail.
Bullshit.
Why didn't the copyright owner just send him a cease and desist letter, like one would, asking him to remove the incriminated content and that's it? Worst you can risk should be the deletion of the channel with which you supposedly committed the infringement. Instead, no, they treated him as if he was the owner of some shady website that allows for ROM downloads. I don't advocate nor support piracy, and I can tell everybody for free that this is also not Francesco's case. He does not advocate for piracy either, and never did it once on any of his videos. I know because I watched basically the majority of his awesome catalog. And you should too, by the way. All links will be in the description. And it's not like his channel focuses only on these gray area hardwares too. He does series retrospectives as well, which are super in-depth and an awesome watch whatever he talks about. I specifically encourage you to watch his video where he explains the situation firsthand and give him full support. He speaks Italian in the video, but there are English captions available. And full disclaimer here, he's not a friend of mine. In fact, I don't even know him personally. I just love his content, but that's the extent of it. Even though he's Italian and I'm Italian, I didn't do this video because of any partiality, but because this case needs to be seen to be believed. Italy, in this case, needs to be laughed at, because the extent to which they went after this guy, this very humble guy, you can see it from the videos he makes, is way worse than when they go after some corrupt politician. The rare cases this happened, that is.
Scusi con me?
And that's the thing, in Italy you need to be a corrupt politician or a high status figure and fraud a lot to get away with it. If you're just a regular citizen who is even just suspected to do anything even remotely legal, which emulation is not per se, then you get police knocking on your door, that of your parents, and the phone taken from you for months.
Oh, really? That sucks.
I mean, what are we even talking about here? We're talking about reviewing a handheld gaming device, not supporting or spreading piracy. His are technical analysis, not invitations to crime. I mean, does the government know that even the most basic phones nowadays can emulate retro games? What will they do next if we allow this to happen now without at least protesting about it? Many of these games aren't even sold anymore. It's not like the copyright holders are losing money over many of these games, which are mostly unplayable unless through emulation. Companies neglect these titles and then act all offended if you dare to play the games that once made them great.
Stop it. Get some help.
He is contested also for selling these devices that included ROMs, which if he did, my understanding is that he only did as a private and not on a regular basis like a reseller. And I mean, even if it turns out that he did make a mistake, the justice reaction was inappropriate. I think it's deplorable to just go after the individual who is seen as an easy target and not after the big resellers like Amazon that still sells these things both in Italy and internationally. These companies should face this kind of consequences, not the regular citizens who resell privately and only for the lack of space because they receive too much stuff for review. Jail time shouldn't even be on the table. Once We're Nerd has my total and utmost support. These things are laughable. To add insult to injury, the justice system in Italy is infamously slow. So it might take years before this is actually settled. But the government still get the right to suspend your business preemptively based on unproven speculations by some big techs. Really, if I were to tell this story, nobody would believe me. Except it already happened. It's happening right now. And this guy doesn't even know who or what hit him. That's the thing. In Italy, you don't even get to know who reported you straight away.
Oh, come on!
It's crazy and laughable, and the Italian justice system should be ashamed and laughed at by all the international community. But this is just Italy for you guys. Italians might make the best pasta and pizza, but when it comes to things that actually matter, it's impossible for an honest citizen to live there a happy and sustainable life. And this is just the tip of the iceberg. I know what I'm talking about, I promise. I've lived in Ireland for a long while now, and this is absolutely one of the reasons why I left Italy. And I don't plan on coming back. Regardless, please give Francesco as much support as you can, either monetary, every little helps, all the links in the description, or even by just talking about it, sharing his story on social media, because this is happening just in Italy now, but it could happen to you next time you even dare to talk about any emulation-capable device online, even phones. And guys, just to give you a context on what type of guy Francesco is, this happened 3 months ago, in April. And this guy uploaded content as normal, pretending nothing happened for the sake of his content schedule and respect towards his community. I mean, if this is not pure dedication, I don't know what is. Francesco deserves better. And surely, even if he did make a mistake, didn't deserve to be treated as a criminal. I mean, 6 guards this guy had to deal with. 6 freaking guards to raid his home and office, 2 of which came from the opposite part of Italy. Had to take an airplane, all paid with citizen taxes I assume, just to raid a content creator's house. What a waste of resources! But that's Italy again for you guys. What would they have done if it was about a drug dealer? Drop the atomic on his house? For Francesco, it must really be a nerve-wracking experience, both on a professional level but also on a human level. And make no mistake, this affects us all. If we don't make noise now, God knows what these leeching companies might come up with next, all with the government's blessing apparently. We live in an absurd world, and things are worsening left and right. The gaming industry is becoming the biggest joke ever. With games being shut down after you bought them, manufacturers that can brick your consoles remotely for using second-hand games, and others that impose you to burn your copies once games get taken offline. It's truly absurd. And this is why we need to fight all this. Support the Stop Killing Games petition, don't buy Ubisoft, Activision and EA games, and in this case specifically, share Once We're Nerd story. Let's make a united front, guys. It's do it now or regret it later. Again, every useful link is in the description. Francesco's Once We're Nerd channel, his donation link, and even the Stop Killing Games petition. But that really wraps it up for today, and I think it's quite enough for one day. I will be seeing you next time, but until then, stay safe, play safe, world gamers.